Hello, welcome back, and in this short little video I just want to show you how I start and do my screening process. Many traders in the forum ask me, how do you actually go from this long watch list with over 30 pairs to then the final watch list with the daily 4-hour, 1-hour time frame? How do you find the good setups? And the answer is quite simple, and my process is pretty simple, so I just want to walk you through this. So first of all, we are here in TradingView. I have split my chart area into 3 different areas: the daily, the 4-hour in the middle, and the 1-hour on the right hand side. You can use this function here to link the symbol to all charts, also sync the crosshair. Don't use the interval to all charts, and then you can have that. And so if you change one forex pair here, then it will also change across the other twos. And then here is the watch list map that I also uploaded in the course and in the forum, and I just go through each pair one by one. So we are starting here with the Euro USD. I always walk from the left to the right. I start on the daily, and so the first thing I just want to look for is, are we in an uptrend, are we in a downtrend? How does the trend structure look like? Is there anything worth noting about the trade? And I don't yet create my trading plans yet. This is just the first filter. So in this example, we can see here the daily chart looks quite alright, nothing too special. We are quite far away from the 20-period moving average. We don't have a Bollinger Band spike. There's no trend line in play. So although we are in a good trend, the daily is not as important. When we go to the 4-hour, we can see something very different, and this looks very interesting. So first of all, we do have a multi-wave uptrend. We did have a failed break of the 20-period moving average here. At the same time, we do have a very, very nice flip zone. We can see that the highs are becoming lower, so we have lower highs. We don't have lower lows yet, but it's a very interesting top pattern. So in this case, I would go to my watch list map, which I've printed out next to me. I would put an X here in the 4-hour for the Euro USD, and then I would go through all of them one by one. This is just the first filter. And usually I just need to take a look at a chart, and within 15 to 20 seconds I know pretty much exactly if this should be on the watch list, and if I have to come back to it later. On the 1-hour chart, when we zoom out a little bit, we don't have any nice trend structure here. Pretty messy here lately over the past few days. So the 1-hour is not as interesting. You can see the pattern that we are seeing here on the 4-hour is obviously visible on the 1-hour, but I prefer it on the 4-hour. So for the Euro USD, I would just make an X here, and then I would go to the next one, which is the US dollar JPY. So we type in US dollar JPY, enter, give it a few seconds, and you can see it updates automatically. We do have the daily here, the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and now we can do the same again on the daily chart. Is there anything interesting? Not really. We have been trading sideways last week here after we had this huge drop. Nothing very interesting here. No trend line, no trend behavior, no SMA break. On the 4-hour, let me look at it, and here also nothing really interesting. Again, last week was just a range week. There's no real transition point. We do have a local flip zone, but it's not really interesting right now. So I would not put an X for the daily. I would probably not put an X for the 4-hour. What you can do here is put a price alert here above the highs, just so that you get notified about a move. It does not mean I will consider a trade here. It is just for a reference point, because this is an important flip zone, and maybe something interesting will happen once we break it. On the 1-hour, the same here, no real trend behavior. We just had a one-wave downtrend, then shot back into this messy area. So overall, we are just in a massive range here for the last week. Nothing really interesting. So for the US dollar JPY, we will not do anything. Then we will go to the British pound US dollar. Again, we type in the name here. wait a few moments, and then we can see here the daily, 4 hour, 1 hour for the British pound US dollar. And now let's see what we have here. We do have maybe a 2-wave uptrend here, probably also a weak fib with a very deep D point. You can see here 176, pretty accurate C move. So interesting here. At the same time, this is a very interesting trend line, which I pointed out in the forum already. On the daily, it's not really as interesting. We broke here below the below this moving average, also below this trend line here, but on the 4 hour it is much more interesting. So sometimes I like to blow it up to get a better view here, but mainly I will blow it up when I get later into the trading plans. I just want to give you an idea what I look for. So here this looks interesting. We have a trend going up very slowly here, very slow moving channel with a trend line. Here is the transition zone. And there could be a trade waiting for us, maybe a retest or something of the trend line, of the transition area. And this is something that I want to look in more detail later. So I would go back here to the watch list. No X goes for the daily. I would put in an X here for the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, it might be interesting. Let's blow this up quickly. You can see here 1 2-wave downtrend, not a real retracement, so it's not ideal. Also, when we zoom out, are we in a noise or are we in a support area? Yeah, maybe here not really that bad, this level. Can we zoom out a little bit more and see what we have? It was a resistance here, which is quite a bit away from there, so it's just a simple support level. Is it worth looking at for a buy here once we break the moving average? Not too sure. Nevertheless, we'll put the price alert here. For now, I will put an X here with a remark, a very weak signal, very weak setup, and then I would go on and then come back later for my real analysis and for my real trading plan. And so that's really basically how I would go about that, pair by pair, time frame by time frame. And first I just do my regular screening process. I just try to find the pairs that look interesting with the time frames that look interesting. By the end, I will have a pretty good understanding of where the market is right now. Do we more have higher time frame setups on the daily, on the 4 hour, or has the market been ranging? Then I'm probably more on the 1 hour, which is the dominant pair, which has been moving a lot lately, which is weak, which is strong. And this is the info that I get on the first screening process. And the first screening process is pretty fast. It does not take a long time. And then I have a good list here with a good idea where I am. And then I will go back to the top, go to the first pair where I have an X, and then I create my trading plans in that, set my price alerts, update my charts, and so on and so forth. And that's how I go about this every Saturday and Sunday and create my watch list. And then the final product is then what you see in the forum. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment below.